Hey guys, PLJ Figs here, and welcome to my Crown Jewel 2024 predictions. Slightly more matches than usual, what I am not complaining about. So yeah, let's get into the predictions. First up is the Fatal 4-Way tag match for the women's tag team titles between Damage Control of Kairi Sane and Io Sky, the champions Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven versus Metaphors, Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. I don't think them two are winning, Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, but I think they'll have a good performance, especially representing NXT at the moment. Sadly, I don't think Chelsea Green and Piper Niven are winning it, but I would not complain if they did win it again. So it's going to be between Damage Control, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Is this the way they get the belts off them? I could actually generally see this is the way they get the titles off them and maybe start a feud going up to WrestleMania. I think there might be a miscommunication between these two. So I'm going to go, sorry, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. I'm going to go for Damage Control to take the titles. This is the only side of the women's division they are very starting to actually properly sort out at the moment in WWE. Women's division has been alright on the main roster. NXT has been brilliant. Obviously having Stephanie Valkyrie come in, Julia's now in. You've got Delta, who's now Zarya. I might be saying that very wrong. But yeah, I'm going to go with Damage Control of Io Sky and Kairi Sane to win this match and be your new women's tag team champions. Next up is the singles match between Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins. Obviously, Bronson Reed is getting booked incredibly strong, and I love it. And obviously, he was the man who took out Rollins for a little bit. Obviously, while Rollins needs to actually go because of his injuries after WrestleMania, Rollins is back. He's gone straight for Bronson Reed, what is brilliant. Oh, this is a very difficult one to predict because Rollins can still look good in a loss. Bronson, I'm not too sure if he would still look very strong in a loss. I mean, any company he goes to, he must be good. If any company he goes to, he seems to be put as a very good upper card wrestler, potential main eventer. He literally New Japan as Jonah beat Okada, and that doesn't happen lightly in New Japan at all. I think it depends if this is going to carry on. If this rivalry is going to carry on, I think Seth takes the win here, and then they carry on. Maybe Bronson winning the whole feud. Not too sure. Obviously, we've got WrestleMania coming up, obviously next year, so they're going to be trying to probably, to be honest, start a feud between Seth Rollins and CM Punk. Obviously, after this event, Punk's probably going to be back. Obviously, he's gone away to quote unquote recover from injuries when actually it's just because it's a Saudi show and he doesn't agree with it, and don't blame him for it. I think they're going to try and keep Seth strong after coming back, so I'm going to go with Seth Rollins just about to beat Bronson, but I think Bronson's going to be booked very strong in this match with Seth Rollins still winning, but Bronson's not going to go out of it looking like he's been buried from it, and Triple H has been very good at that, thankfully, so far. Some hiccups here and there, but yeah, I'm going to go with Seth Rollins to win this match. Next up is the only other singles match on the card of Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. Obviously, Owens turning heel after Bad Blood, attacking Cody, then attacking Randy Orton. In storyline, Triple H not wanting Randy to face Kevin Owens, potentially injuring him, and making it seem like Triple H is protecting Owens when he's obviously trying to protect Randy in there, but you never know. and obviously saying to the fans he hopes they know what they're wishing. And to be honest, it's a very difficult one for who to win here, depending on how, like the Seth Rollins and Bronson match, depending how long this feud's going to be going, because Randy, it feels like, could potentially be a name for WrestleMania versus Cody, because there's about 3 or 4 matches that are going around between Cody at the moment. There's the potential of Cody Roman again, Cody Rock, or Cody Randy Orton. And you can even do it respectfully, or you can have Randy turning on Cody and obviously wanting the WWE title. He gave a bit of a hint that last time they were in the ring together, taking the title and then eventually handing it over to Cody. I feel like they're going to want to build up Kevin Owens' heel persona at the moment, and it is fully justified that Owens is turning heel here. He feels like he's being betrayed and thinks like he's confused why people are going back to Roman. And to be fair, Sammy is doing the exact same as well, wondering why everyone's so quick to help Roman in this bloodline feud. So I'm going to go just about, and to maybe even put the point of why Triple H was scared for him to go in there, I think he maybe puts him on the shelf, to be honest. Not for long, but I feel like he gets put on the shelf and maybe even returns at Royal Rumble, and maybe he's the winner next year, or it's going to be, I don't know, but I would not mind Randy Orton winning the Royal Rumble next year to set up a match against Cody. So I wouldn't be past them to put him on the shelf and not have him return until the Rumble. So sorry, Randy. I'm going to go with Owens just because he's just turned heel. I feel like he needs something dominant to establish his new heel side again. Obviously turning on another friend again. Typical Kevin Owens. So yeah, I'm going to go with Kevin Owens to win this match. Next up is the United States title match in a triple threat between champion LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, and Andrade. Obviously, Andrade and Carmelo Hayes have had a feud for quite a bit now. Obviously, it was the best of 3, then it was the best of 5, I think it was, and then best of 7 or something like that. Not too sure the amount of matches they've had. Everyone's loving it anyway because they're brilliant against each other. So unless they've been putting on banger matches. And now obviously them two have both been fighting because they want a shot at LA Knight. And they've both had a shot and both screwed each other out of them shots. To the point where LA Knight became the special guest referee and pretty much threw the match out. So I don't think this is when LA Knight loses his title. Maybe Carmelo wins it. Never know. He's the only one I can think actually wins here other than LA Knight. I don't think Andrade's winning. So sorry, Andrade. And to be honest, I think LA Knight's retaining here, but I think there's going to be something set up here between these two. I think, to be honest, Carmelo Hayes would be a perfect wrestler to take that title from Andrade and from LA Knight, sorry. So yeah, sorry Carmelo. I think Andrade's there to take the pin. I think Carmelo's going to be the one to lose still, but not be pinned. So I'm going to go with LA Knight to retain his United States title. Next up is the first of the 2 Saudi Arabia Championship matches to see who's the best of the best. Obviously, I'm just using the Undisputed title for now. So first up, we're going to have the Crown Jewel Women's title match between Nia Jax and Liv Morgan. Now, if you asked me this last week, I would have said probably Nia Jax wins because of interference by Rhea. Rhea's now on the shelf again. So that puts a spanner into the works massively. Because it's twice now Rhea's gotten injured in this feud with Liv Morgan. I think it's getting extended longer than they really wanted to. I'm not too sure on when Rhea might return. I think it's going to be a very long while from hearing what the injury was. what is very devastating again for Rhea to get injured. It was from a headbutt, I think, and she's fractured a bone in her skull, I think. But I can't remember the exact thing. So if you obviously last week asked me this, I would have said Nia. Now with Rhea now being out of it, not to be there to cost Liv the title. Sorry, Nia. I'm going to go with Liv. I think Raquel's going to get involved and help her win. Do we see a cash in from Tiffany? Potentially. I would not mind Tiffany seeing the opportunity, thinking, I'm cashing in on that women's title and taking the title from Nia. She's bound to be at ringside at the very least for that match. So I'm going to go with Liv Morgan to win this match from interference from Raquel Rodriguez. So yeah, I'm going to go with Liv Morgan to win the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. And next up, we've got the Men's Crown Jewel Championship, what I think will be, at the bare minimum, semi-main event. I think the next match will be what will be main event in the show. It should do, at least. We've got WWE Universal Undisputed Champion of Cody Rhodes versus World Heavyweight Champion Gunther. God, this is a very difficult one because it's a match where obviously the title itself is not, like, we're not going to give a damn about it after. I feel like Gunther would be a very good one to be its inaugural title winner for it. I would have said that for the last one for Nia to be a good inaugural, but with the whole Rhea thing, I don't think Nia's actually winning that one. For this one, you got to think, is Ludwig Kaiser going to be in there to help Gunther potentially as well? Obviously, Gunther having Ludwig there as well, who potentially get involved. He doesn't normally, but he might get involved with it being obviously Cody Rhodes, who's obviously the WWE Undisputed Champion. And there's a lot of factors that could cost Cody in this. You've got Ludwig, obviously, who could just be doing it to help Gunther. You've got the potential of Kevin Owens trying to get involved. You've got potential of, even potentially, if they are going to go with this heel turn of Randy getting involved with how much they've been having him eye the title so many times. But also, Randy could get involved to cost Gunther, obviously losing to him, I think, Bash at Berlin. And you've still got Bloodline members who could get involved and cost Cody in this as well. I'm going to go just about, because there's so many wrestlers who could cost Cody in this match, I'm going to go with Gunther to win the inaugural Crown Jewel Championship against Cody Rhodes, just because there's so many possibilities of Cody getting screwed here compared to Gunther, where there's not many wrestlers who are, I guess, big enemies with Gunther at the moment. So I'm going to go with Gunther to win the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. And last up, we've got a 6-man tag match between current Bloodline versus original Bloodline of Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, are back together versus the current Bloodline of Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and either Tama Tonga or Tangaloa. I feel like Tama Tonga is most likely to be the one in there, especially because he's a lot better than Tangaloa, very obviously. I was lucky enough last year to actually see Tama Tonga and Tangaloa live, and funny enough, nearly bump into Tangaloa when Tama Tonga, when I got back to my hotel, because a load of wrestlers were in the same hotel as me, and I was too timid to even ask for any pictures. Oh well. But yeah, God, this is a hard one, because obviously current Bloodline have the numbers advantage of obviously having the extra man of Tangaloa in there / Tama Tonga, depending on who they go with, and potentially Sammy, apparently. Well, I don't think he's actually going to join the current bloodline, I think he's more likely just to stay out of it, and he's just talking to, and Solo's just gone to him to talk to him. And obviously Sammy doesn't really have as much blood compared to Roman, who is the one to really kick him out. He was the manipulator. I can get why Sammy and Kevin are inherently not happy with people going back to Roman, but compared to Owens, Sammy's staying out of it instead of getting angry and just turning on people. Unlike Kevin Owens, who just straight away turned on Cody and Randy after they pretty much just went to help Roman. But the OGs need a bloody win. They did win last at Bloodline, at bloody Bad Blood, but that wasn't the original Bloodline. That was Cody Roman, who were facing Jacob Fatu and Solo. That is two of the current, the newest WWE champions. Obviously, Cody being the current champ, Roman being the last champ. Bit unfair on them to think a little bit that they were gonna win the current bloodline. I did predict them to win, just because I thought interference wise, but obviously didn't happen, and Roman and Cody won. So it's a hard one to predict, especially, but then Jay has just come off of being Intercontinental Champion. Jimmy's just come back and needs probably wins under his belt. But the problem is, if you want Solo to be this new tribal chief or anything, he needs to get some bloody wins. And the poor guy can't cut it at the moment. He's been booked very iffily, very half and half. Like, yes, he's got the force, but Jacob Fatu in his own group is outshining him. What? Nothing against Solo. It's just because Jacob Fatu is brilliant, and they've booked him as a madman, and it makes sense for how he wrestles to have that. Do we see any more of the family to make a debut? We've got, I can't remember his name. I know there's currently someone in the Independence who's even sporting OTC at the moment. So could he debut and give him help? Will Sammy help the OG bloodline and get the proper OG bloodline together? Don't know. And where does The Rock at the moment stand? It seems like it's on Solo's side, after Solo was pretty much saying it's going to plan. So does The Rock get involved, cost Roman and the OG bloodline? Not too sure. Just about, because I don't think they're going to get Rock involved with this yet. I think if he's getting involved, it will be at Survivor Series. I think we are running this back in War Games with them having another partner to help them. Obviously, we've still got Tangaloa, Tangaloa, Hikuleo, who's been signed to WWE, but apparently he's going to NXT, so he's not going to be coming to main roster yet. But he's a factor in this bloodline as well, obviously being brother of Tamatonga Tangaloa. But I don't think The Rock's showing up. I think that will be Survivor Series. So, sorry, current bloodline, even though you really should be getting some bloody wins, and really should have been getting wins before this. Obviously, Tamatonga Tangaloa have just lost the tag titles as well. This is going to make it a little worse, but I'm going to go with OG Bloodline. I think they win this. If they don't, I don't actually mind it too much, because that actually gets them bloody wins and builds up even more for War Games, most likely at Survivor Series. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Obviously, recently I've done a couple videos recently of the pick fed, and if you haven't seen it yet, go watch them. I'll put a lot of work into it. It's probably the most time crunch I've had to do the Halloween one in, because I was kind of a little bit procrastinating and just not having the motivation recently of doing the animations. but I had to get that last week's video done before I did Halloween, because obviously that led into the Halloween. So if you haven't watched it, please go and watch it. If you have, I'm thank you for the support. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, and see you later.